in the United States, the man accused of the Colorado cinema shooting has been charged with murder. A list of charges were read at John Holmes' second court appearance.
There was no camera in the courtroom today, just a sketch artist. But 24-year-old suspect James Holmes, so dazed and unengaged last week, was alert and attentive as the judge told him he faced 142 separate felony charges. That includes 2 death penalty counts, one for first-degree murder after deliberation, and a second for murder with extreme indifference for each of the 12 victims killed.
These are 2 alternative ways of getting a first-degree murder guilty verdict.
But some victims' relatives are already saying they don't want the death penalty. Mary Ellen Hansen's niece, Ashley Moser, wounded and still hospitalized, suffered a miscarriage Saturday and is the mother of 6-year-old Veronica Moser Sullivan, the youngest victim killed.
I do believe that he should probably be just locked away and live with what he did every day of his life.
Unanswered in court, questions involving University of Colorado psychiatrist Dr. Lynn Fenton. Holmes, a former PhD student there, was a psychiatric patient of Dr. Fenton, who in 2005 was disciplined by a state medical board for inappropriately dispensing medications and for unprofessional conduct. Did she have Holmes on any medications? Were there hints he was unraveling? Did she warn campus police or any other authorities? In court, Judge William Silvestri ordered a hearing on whether any evidence and details of the suspect's contacts with Dr. Fenton will remain protected and confidential.
What Holmes told the psychiatrist is the key to the outcome of this case.
Holmes spoke only once in court, answering yes when asked whether he understood the charges. Prosecutors have yet to say whether they'll seek the death penalty and may take weeks to decide. The defence have asked for prosecutors to turn over evidence, including a reported parcel sent by Holmes to a psychiatrist, said to contain a notebook outlining his plans. Police have not yet offered a motive. The authorities have said that following his arrest, Holmes called himself the Joker in reference to Batman's enemy.
The case is likely to hinge on Holmes' mental state at the time of the shooting. Defense lawyers say Holmes was receiving psychiatric treatment before the crimes. Prosecutors will consult victims' families before deciding whether to demand the death penalty.
Survivors and their families filled half the courtroom, as well as an overflow courtroom where they could watch the hearing. Among them, Rita Paulina, who was brought to the court by her family in a wheelchair, her left arm and leg still bandaged from the gunshot wounds. Don Lader and Amber Harris came together, total strangers the night of the shooting. Don found Amber in the movie theater parking lot, dazed in the chaos of the shooting aftermath. Today they're friends, bonded by a horrific experience. Don wore a Batman t-shirt to court and says he's been to a movie theater and seen The Dark Knight Rises twice since the shooting.
I'm hoping that people seeing me here with this shirt will take it as a sign of strength of the community, that we're not going to sit down and take this. We're not going to let his fear spread that he wanted to. We're going to stand up. We're going to fight.
It's still a very, very long road, obviously, Michael, but the main issue at the centre of the investigation at the moment does appear to be this notebook that James Holmes allegedly sent to a psychiatrist at his university and that contained apparently stick figure diagrams outlining his plans for this massacre. His lawyers want it thrown out of evidence, saying that it violates doctor-patient privilege, but it looks as though it may come into play anyway if his defence team tries to launch an insanity defence, which would open up that whole area of evidence and give prosecutors then a right to look at that notebook. But there is likely to be a ruling, some kind of ruling from the judge on the admissibility of that notebook in the coming weeks.